Eclipse wireless alarm has two parts, a sensor which goes inside the underwear and a small alarm which can be placed on the bedside furniture. To use the alarm, turn it on, then when the sensor detects moisture, the alarm will trigger. To stop the alarm, simply turn it off.
The Dry Sleeper Eclipse wireless alarm is a medical quality device and is ideal for restless sleepers and discreet for older children.
Do you drag your child to the toilet in the middle of the night and limit his liquid intake before bedtime to avoid bedwetting? Are you fed up with cumbersome devices, ineffective alarms, medication, and pull-ups? Are you desperate and in search of a real solution? If so, you need TheraPee. Dr. Sagi, a world-renowned expert in the field of bedwetting, has successfully treated tens of thousands of cases since 1984. Dr. Sagi has found that in most cases, bedwetting is not a medical or a psychological problem, but stems from deep sleep. Dr. Sagi has developed a unique treatment personally adapted to the patient, consisting of cognitive behavioral therapy, exercises, feedback, and other techniques. Dr. Sagi's clinics offer treatment with the most advanced device worldwide, designed to activate the bladder control mechanism. The treatment is suitable for children over the age of 4 and takes 3 to 5 months. The treatment success rates are over 90%. From now on, the ultimate solution, the TheraPee kit, arrives at your home straight from the clinic. The TheraPee set includes interactive and personalized software, as well as an advanced user-friendly device, just like in Dr. Sagi's clinics. The TheraPee device is the most advanced, safe, and effective on the market. It is not attached to the child's body and has no transmitter. Therefore, there's no fear of radiation during use of the device. It is 100% safe. The software is interactive, offering comprehensive treatment that gives the child various learning techniques for the prevention of bedwetting. The child receives personal treatment according to personal parameters provided by the parents. The meetings are led by a professional therapist who addresses the child as if he is in a private therapy session.
When are you going to get the red star? You sure know how to use the stars. I would like to teach you now a special exercise.
Thanks to the unique software, the child moves from stage to stage with full support by the therapist until the child outgrows bedwetting completely. The professional supervision, in combination with the advanced device, is the real solution to the problem of bedwetting. It is offered by Dr. Sagi, much like the therapy sessions in his clinics. If you wish to leave the problem of bedwetting behind, don't wait. Buy TheraPee and allow your child to enjoy peaceful and dry nights for good.
To synchronize the DryBuddyFLEX, you will need to trigger the sensor. This is done by either dipping the two magnetic pads into some salt water or by shorting them with a very clean metallic object. You will also need to press the on button on the remote. All this is done while the transceiver is in its synchronizing mode. To do that, push the button, keep it pushed for a couple of seconds. You get a blue flashing light. Now, you get a beep, a second beep, and it turns green. The product is now synchronized.
We're going to discuss nocturnal enuresis. That's a really big, long two-word deal about bedwetting. It's probably one of the most common things that we as pediatric urologists and even as primary care physicians that they see. Less than 1% of kids that wet the bed have a medical condition. So by and large, This is a normal process. It's a frustrating process. It's a wet process. It's a nighttime problem, but it's very, very common. I would venture to say there are millions of children right now in our country that are bedwetting. Most of them are boys, no doubt. 3/4 of them are probably boys. We're not really sure why that is. Certainly there's a family history. We know those that may have smaller bladders, bladders that are maybe not as elastic or balloon-like, but they're kind of rigid and tight bladders. Kids that make extra urine quantity. Certainly kids that are very, very active. Maybe the hyperactive range of kids. Some of the kids that are holding urine throughout the day, it wants to come out at night. That's another cause. There are some people that think there's some hormonal, psychological issues. It is multifactorial. So you as a parent, you probably don't really need to pin your child down and say, this is his cause. He's a deep sleeper. He makes too much urine. He has bad daytime habits. What you need to do is look at it as something that probably will cure itself, but you can certainly help the problem out if you would like. Unless your child's had urinary tract infections, has an abnormal urinary stream, has diabetes, most likely you're not the 1%, you're the 99%. Bedwetting, people tend to really want to focus on the nighttime. They want to think about, I got to cut the fluids out before they go to bed, maybe after dinner. I want to wake them up at a random time at night. I maybe want to give them a sticker chart. Those are all good ideas, but I got a little bit better idea. I think that if you can work on your child's daytime habits the moment they wake up, and I call this a daytime program for nighttime dryness, if you can establish good daytime peeing and pooping, remember they're linked together, habits the moment your child wakes up until they go to bed, perhaps maybe cutting back the fluids after dinner, certainly having some kind of reward chart or sticker chart so that they understand and see their progress along the way, I think you're going to have probably a much quicker drier child than if you just sat back and let them outgrow it. So, now there are other things you can do. Probably the most successful intervention is to consider a bedwetting alarm. Now I used to be not really for bedwetting alarms. I looked at them as a gizmo, but now I realize they are the most consistent, reliable, with the lowest kind of relapse rate of any treatment. There used to be a pill out there, and it's still available. It's a hormone pill, and I think it has an acceptable success rate, but it has a higher relapse rate. And certainly you could talk to your child's physician or primary care provider about trying that medication, and that's something to consider certainly. But a bedwetting alarm, if you're willing to participate, is something that will probably lead to a dry night 85% of the time, and especially if you add a daytime program in there, you're probably over 90%. And we're going to talk about bedwetting alarms in another lecture, but I want to assure you, your child, if your child has bedwetting, it's very, very common, most likely will outgrow it. It's not just a nighttime problem, even though that's when you know when it comes out. And if you work on it during the day, maybe cut back a little fluids, be positive, have some rewards, hang in there, dry nights will come.